this is going to be a different take of Tea with Brie. First off, we're gonna make some coffee. However, I need to fill up the water thing, so we're just gonna put you right here and we're gonna go ahead and do that. I don't know if anybody else has these things for their Keurig, but trying to figure out how much coffee to put in it is not like my forte. Today's story has to do with my old dorm room, actually. So I used to live in a dorm room that had 3 roommates in it, me and these 2 other girls. However, for the first semester that it was just me. So I don't know if you guys believe in ghosts or not, but this dorm room that I lived in was, I swear to God, it was haunted. My roommate and I, random stuff happened to us, and it wasn't just like any kind of random stuff. It was like flicker on and off. Random things moved around our room. We at one point had these lanterns that were up on the ceiling, and I think I actually have a picture of that somewhere. So if I can find that picture, I'm going to insert it here. So we have these lights that went around our ceiling, and one time her and I went out of the dorms anyways to go do something, I think, and when we came back, all of the lights and the posters that we had on our walls and everything like that was just thrown into the center of the floor, which was extremely creepy. I would Skype with my mom and my dad often, and one time I was Skyping with them and I got a text message from my friend that was like, hey Brie, can you come here for a second? I need to ask you something, or I need your help with something. So I put my parents on pause for a second. I was like, hey, hold on, I'll be right back. Just left my laptop there, and I ran down to her room, and I just kind of like deadbolted my bedroom door. But where my desk was, when you opened up the door, you could see straight to my laptop. So it was like the door was right behind me. So if I was to move and the door opened, you could see somebody standing there, and the light switch was right next to my door. So I was the only one there. My roommate was in class, according to my mom and dad, started to just like flicker on and off. Like it was like somebody was taking the light switch and, you know, hitting it up and down. And that was really strange and creepy. So we just ignored it. We were like, you know, whatever. Be like a glitch or something, the lights might be going out. So later on that week, her and I were in our room watching TV, and the way our room was set up, now it was a triple, but there's only 2 of us living there. Our 3rd roommate never showed up. So the way that we had our room set up was our beds were across from each other. So her bed was here and my bed was here, and then we had the TV up on the wardrobe, and we were watching TV, and all of a sudden I had like this burning sensation on my back, and I jumped up and I ripped my shirt off, and I was like, Alexis, look at my back, like, why is my back burning? And she looked at my back, and I had scratch marks down my back, and I have a picture of that too, so I'll insert that now. So I had scratches down my back, and then later on I was talking to one of the girls who lived on my floor about it, and there was a rumor that somebody died in that, like a janitor or something like that died in this building, and he tends to mess with the people who live in the triple. So I didn't believe it. I was like, okay, whatever, sure. I was up on the guys' floor because one of my best friends lived up on the guys' floor. So the dorm I lived in was co-ed. It was girls and guys' floors. So it was like 2, 3, and 4 were girls' floors, and then 5, 6, 7 were guys. So my friend, he lived up on the 6th floor, and he lived in a triple, and I didn't tell him anything that was happening in my dorm room or anything like that. And actually I didn't tell anybody. The only 2 people who really knew about it were me and my roommate, and maybe a few of the other girls who lived on my floor that I talked to. On this guy's floor, and I was talking to him, and he said, hey, can you check out my back for a second? So he pulled up his shirt, and on his back he had identical scratch marks that I had on my back. And I was like, yeah. I said, what did you do? I said, that looks painful. And he goes, no. He goes, I woke up in the middle of the night and my back was burning and I had these scratch marks on my back. And they were literally identical to the same marks that I had on my back, which was creepy. So things started to kind of like just escalate from there, just got a little worse. And I was just getting ready to go to a football game. It was Saturday. We were getting ready to go to a football game. It's, I think, one of the first football games at the college I go to. I'm not the first, maybe like one of the second. It was like the very beginning of the semester. So I get out of bed and I was cleaning and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll make my bed today. Like, I don't rarely, like, at the time ever made my bed. I just kind of left it there and we'll go back to it. So I made my bed and I took a picture of it just joking around with my dad, and I sent it to him and I said, hey, look, I finally made my bed. So I have this picture of my bed and what it looked like when I made it on my phone. So I sent that to my dad. The one girl who lives down the hall from me came in my room, and she's standing by the door, and she's asking me if I could help her, like, button the back of her shirt. So I was buttoning the back of her shirt, and then we all left. Like, nobody else, I was the last person to leave. I shut the lights off and closed and locked the door. Nobody else has a key to your dorm room. It's just you and your roommate. So we went to the game, and when we came back from the game, my mom actually met up with me at my dorm room. So we go upstairs to my dorm room, and my bed is completely messed up. It was flipped up, and I have a picture of that too, so I'm just going to add the picture that I'm talking about now. I moved around, which was creepy, so I asked my roommate, I said, hey, at some point during the game, did you, like, manage to leave and come back to the dorm room and then come back to the game? And I just, because she was with me the entire time, like, did I just miss that? Or because I haven't been back here. She goes, I left when you left and I came back when you came back. And my bed was, like, all messed up, which was really, really creepy. And I mean, I'll show you guys, like, the before and the after picture. So, like, here's the before picture. Picture. I was just extremely creeped out. So then later that week, it was, and my desk was near my bed, but not close enough to my bed for me to be able to, like, bump into something while I was asleep. I woke up in that morning to get ready for class. My alarm went off. Over at my desk, my lamp that I had that was full of, like, pencils and stuff like that on my desk was on the ground. It wasn't even, like, where it was supposed to be, and there's no way that I could have knocked it off in my sleep because my desk wasn't close enough to me. So, and I have a picture of that. On top of that, if you guys look at the blanket I have folded on the back of my chair, it definitely looks like somebody is sitting there and have their feet, like, kind of curled up underneath my chair, which was just not cool whatsoever. So my roommate and I saw that, and we sat there to recreate, like, what it would look like if somebody was sitting in the chair with their feet curled underneath it, and there was no way for the blanket to get like that whatsoever. So I was extremely creeped out, and my roommate now has been, like, messed with. Like, things on her desk have been moved, and things have been randomly placed up in her bed that weren't supposed to be in her bed, and we both, no, I had the bottom bunk. She had the top bunk of her bed. Her bed was lofted, and I had the bottom one over here, and, like, things would just randomly appear in her bed that shouldn't have been there. So, I mean, this went on, like, all semester. Finally, we got our room blessed. We called a priest, and we were like, you know what? We're just going to have our room blessed because this is becoming ridiculous. Like, this is just, it needs to stop. And my friend who lived next door to me said that when the priest left after blessing our room, when he walked by her door, her bedroom door slammed closed. And she said that she didn't even have, like, any way for it to have closed because it was, like, held open with a door stop in her mat, and there was no way for the door to close, which was really creepy. So yeah, I moved out of there at the end of that semester, and I lived in the same dorm, same room, different room, just down a few doors. And I've heard stories from other people who've lived in that dorm room saying that they've woken up with scissors in their bed, they've woken up with like things being thrown, and they've woken up to weird like noises and stuff like that. So I looked it up on like America's Most Haunted, and it's actually on there. Really creepy. So that's my story of my haunted dorm room. If you guys enjoyed this story, be sure to give this a thumbs up. If you guys believe in ghosts, comment below. If you guys have had any kind of like paranormal things happen to you, let me know in the comments below. I love reading that stuff. I love hearing about it. So yeah, be sure to share your stories with me. Be sure to subscribe, guys, because there's going to be another video coming out soon. Until next time.